Alright, hello everybody. We are back. Today we're going to, this stream, we are going to be going into the Empire route, since we already completed the good ending. So, something to always remember, whenever you play Vanguard Bandits and you beat the game, and you create the endgame save file, ensure you always do that. You always save that endgame save file. Then you go into options, load stats, and from there, you must, this is an absolute must if you want to get the secret route, load the stats. You'll know you've done it successfully if you see HC Viewer and Mission 1 and it's not 0 anymore. And because we completed the good ending for Kingdom Route, we unlock the end credits. So let's exit this, and now we can begin a new game, which will allow us to, if we so chose, but we're not doing it, get into the Rune Route. But like I said, this stream, all the way to the end, will be about getting to the Empire route, getting through it, and ensuring we get Sadira's ending. And this time, because the last stream felt a little weird when I wasn't reading the story, it was very strange. So I'm just gonna continue reading the text, the dialogue that pops up, and yeah, we're gonna do that. Come on, Father, admit that all this training is a complete waste of time. We both know that I'm more than strong enough to fight the Empire. Why won't you allow me to prove my strength in battle? I'm weary of skulking from place to place in the dead of night, as though we were petty thieves. We must stand up and fight, Father. We have to. Kaboom. Ow! What was that for? To demonstrate the much training yet lies before you. But you struck me when I wasn't ready, Father. It's hardly fair. On the field of battle, fair knows not who the deserving are, Bastion. It is a lesson you must learn. I still say that you cheated. Hey, you two. Didn't you see the smoke in the air? Bastion, Kamorge. The village is under siege by soldiers of the Empire. I counted at least 4 Imperials before Puck and I came to find you. One building has already been set ablaze in the chaos. You must stop those thugs from doing any more harm. Don't fret, Muilama. Of course we'll stop them. Are they ready, Puck? Ready and waiting, Bastion. Excellent. Let's go. Damn the Empire. Damn them for finding us again. Alright, so in order to get to any single route, you have to go through the first three chapters, chapter 1 to 3, mission 1 to 3. And it's that point where you can diverge from the Kingdom route into the Empire route. I'll show you exactly what the requirements are in order to get into the Empire route, as well as what you need to do it. Because it's not just about choosing the correct choice, it's also about a level requirement. So here's a briefing screen. This is available at the start of every mission before you go into any battle. It'll show you the map you're going to be in, as well as character commentary. Okay, so we are doing Fruah village. Father, I simply can't wait to slay these wretched dogs. Do not allow your anger to cloud your good judgment. Do not forget your emotions. Remember your training. Fight with honor. I know, Father, I know. But now is the time for me to use that training for just such an honorable purpose. Stay close as we engage the enemy, Bastion. Keep me within your line of sight at all times. This is your first big test. Do not disappoint me. Of course, Father, I shall make you proud. Proud enough that perhaps you can reserve that stick for someone else. Alright, so if you're new to the game, something to always consider is that, especially in the Kingdom route, you're going to continuously get new AI-controlled allies. The problem with them is that they will kill steal from you, and the way the game works is experience is gained by attacking enemies, and the majority of the experience is gained from destroying the enemy. So if the AI ally takes a kill, what happens is that you lose that huge chunk of experience for leveling up. And because of the nature of this game, you cannot recover that experience. There's no way to do any farming in this game. So if you lose experience from AI controlled characters, it's gone for good, including the money that you would have gotten from destroying the enemy. And money, although not insanely important throughout the game, is useful for upgrading weapons and the rest of your equipment. Stop terrorizing these innocent villagers, you filthy swine. Warriors of Junaris Empire stop for no one. Sir, these appear to be the rogues we were sent to find. Are you certain? I was expecting mercenaries, not peasants. You may injure them, but do not kill them, or Faulkner will have all our heads. Alright, so as I was saying about AI characters, Kamorge here, he's going to be an AI character for the entire time we have him. And since we're not doing like a regular playthrough, this isn't like a let's play, like a blind let's play. I'm sure this game's old enough that a lot of people have already played it. But just know that Kamorge leaves at the end of Mission 3 due to death. Alright, so let's move Bastion forward 5 spaces, and what we want to do is block off Kamorge from getting multiple kills. So we're going to end with Bastion here, and Imperials are just going to move forward to attack Bastion and Kamorge. It's just a generic battle right now. Alright, so something I want to explain is how the FP system works. So FP is generated whenever you perform any kind of action, such like an attack, right? So when you're being attacked, your first action that's set by default is avoid, right? Avoid costs 50 FP, defend will cost 30 FP, and as for attack, this one's interesting in that when you're attacking during a battle, AP cost is reduced to 0, but it's not truly gone. What happens is it gets added to your FP. So normally, thrust and slash cost 5 AP and 30 FP in order to launch during your attack phase, so when you're attacking a character. But if you're defending and you choose to attack, that 5 AP gets added to the FP. That's why we have 35 FP. I'll show you when I regain control of Araba, what it actually looks like. So just know that's how it works. So instead of attacking, we're going to avoid. 36% is a low enough hit rate from the enemy that we can probably avoid it. And we're going to turn battle animations on, so you can see what it looks like. And we didn't avoid it, unfortunately. So anything under 50% doesn't necessarily guarantee you're going to dodge it, but it does increase the chances. So let's check this again. Will he avoid this one? No, he still does not avoid it. Very interesting. Okay. Now, Kamorge is going to attack, and he has strong slash, so that means he has slash, and it's far more powerful than normal slash. This is one of the reasons why Kamorge is very dangerous in terms of losing experience to. It's because he already has access to strong slash, which we do not. Alright, so let's go attack, and we'll use a normal thrust. And we'll attack this one right here. Oh, apologies. You should have seen it though, where it showed the actual AP cost as well as the FP cost, which would have been 5 and 30. Alright, so we have experience. Anytime you make an attack, you will get experience from it. Money will not be given unless you destroy the enemy. And each enemy has their own fixed amount of money you can receive from them on destruction. Experience, on the other hand, is pretty wild. So if you look at level 3, this is the interesting thing. Bastion is level 3, and Imperial 4 is level 2. So if your controlled character has a level that's higher than the enemy that you're attacking, you'll actually receive less experience. And vice versa, if the enemy's level is higher than your own. More experience, the more the level difference. I haven't determined what is the multiplier for experience gain just yet, but just know that if you're attacking, try to use the character who's either below or equal to the enemy you're going to destroy. Preferably take your low level character and then destroy the enemy, and your low level character will probably jump up maybe 2 or 3 levels depending on the level difference. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and end here. And none of them have 2 range attacks, so that's fine. Okay, so here is our next set of AI controlled characters. I don't know how to pronounce her name, so if anyone knows, go ahead and leave a comment. Her name is Ione, and the one in the purple is Reyna. It's just like the old saying, Reyna. Where there's smoke, there's the Imperial army. Look over there, father. 2 more Imperial ATACs. I would not be so quick as to assume they are affiliated with the Empire. Fear not, brave villagers. We shall save your humble homes from these heartless bastards. Okay, so here's your first dialogue choice of the game. This truly has no bearing on what happens throughout the battle or on morale, which I'll get into after this mission's over. So just basically choose whatever you want. If you choose who are you, Reyna just introduces herself in a vague way, and then do fight for Empire, which will cause Reyna to end up being pissed off, but it won't affect the morale. So let's just piss her off. How are we to know that you're not mercenaries hired by the Empire? Mercenaries, we fight for the glory of the Avalon Principality, my friend, not for filthy lucre. And do you really think the Empire would approve the color of my ATAC? Perhaps you'll believe us after we finish these annoyances for you. Alright, so that's basically it. Nothing else to that conversation. Okay, so we're just going to continue avoiding. Let's turn off battle animations for now. One last tip I have for this mission, I'll stop, is that when you first started a stream, you saw in the options there was ATAC viewer. That's important if you want to get 100%. It's important because when battle animation is on, you will see the 3D ATACs battle one another. That, if you haven't seen either of those ATACs or even one of them, then it will be ATAC viewed will be incremented and it will be added to the list of ATACs you can see if you go into ATAC viewer. The unfortunate thing is there's no, unless you have the instruction manual, there's no way to know that's how you actually get ATACs logged into ATAC viewer. So if you're playing for the first time, the first time you see a new ATAC, then just always have battle animation on in order to get them added to the ATAC viewed list. Otherwise, if you've already battled them at least once, a minimum of at least once across routes, okay? That's key, across routes. Then you don't have to have battle animations on anymore. So since we've already seen Barbados and Alba fight, we can just go ahead and just turn battle animations off, and now Bastion dodges it. Okay, so let's go ahead and be careful. And we'll go through what FP, what the frozen state means in the next battle, because that's where it's more likely to happen. Or the next mission where it's more likely to happen. So, should I thrust? Because Kamorge is going to attack, and then Imperial 3 is going to end up being frozen. The only issue is that if we take a look at turns, we have Kamorge who's going to attack and freeze Imperial 3. Right? Yeah, Imperial 3. Reyna's going to move, and Ione's going to move closer to us, but they're not going to be close enough to actually make an attack. Kamorge, on the other hand, can do a second attack. Would he actually do enough damage during a frozen state to wipe out Imperial 3? Maybe, maybe not. So we're just going to go with a normal slash. There we go. Now, hopefully Kamorge does not do enough damage to destroy him with a second attack. And if Kamorge ever attacks an Imperial soldier, for the first time, this is a little dialogue that pops up. You fight well for an old man, but I harbor no respect for my elders. Very rude. Yeah. So they can't attack because they don't have any range 2 attacks to attack with. Reyna has a range 2 attack, so she can do it. Her range 2 attack is long thrust. Alright, so Kamorge didn't attack, which is unfortunate. I do think he might end up killing the soldier. And if I attack, then guarantee that Kamorge will kill him. Fortunately, I think Kamorge has enough power to use Strong Slash and then wipe out Imperial 3. So let's just hit him right now, get the experience. 129, fantastic. And we only got that much because I believe we hit with full power. Let's end that. Kamorge's going to attack, take the kill. Unfortunately, I've never figured out how to get the kill before Kamorge makes the kill, so that's why I lose experience in this battle. Oh, right, battle mission should have gone on. So the good thing about this is now they're giving their back to us, and by that I mean we can attack from the back, which allows us to do more damage. Okay, so if I attack from the back here, we actually do 120% damage to the enemy we're attacking. That's something I calculated, so it's not wrong. Reyna isn't very strong. We can see from her POW stat that's only 6, so... And we see Bastion, his POW stat is 5. So if we go here and attack, we do normal thrust, we will do 18 damage. Or sorry, it's normal slash, we do 18 damage. That means Reyna will probably do... Oh, we don't do 18 damage. How much? Oh, we do 18 damage. So that means Reyna will probably do enough damage to wipe out Imperial 4. So we'll leave this Imperial 4 alone, and we'll attack Imperial 1 instead. And here. Okay. I forgot to show you. Forgot to turn on battle animation again. Oops. Now we don't need to see Ione because she's using Barazaf, which is oh, we do actually, which is what Kamorge is using. Now you'll see how powerful he actually is with Strong Slash. He defended, and he took 19 damage. If Imperial 1 didn't defend, he would have taken 38 damage points. Right, there we go. Now that Imperial 4 is at 11 HP. What that just means is we can kill him now. Okay, let's watch this battle. There we go. Now we have enough. We can take one of the kills, so that's good. Okay, go. If you want to be guaranteed that you always hit, use an attack that has a hit percentage increase, right? So we see plus 20%. Even if it's weaker, as long as you can kill, it's better than not using it. It's better than missing, right? But since we are at 99% and attack from the back, and we're using a stronger attack, we're gonna get more experience for the kill. So hopefully he doesn't dodge. It is still possible even at 99%, so just keep that in mind. Highly unlikely, unless they have a dormant skill, but it is very possible. Okay, 2048, excellent. Alright, so one thing we're gonna talk about here is that each character is restricted to learning certain dormant skills, which means they can only learn some dormant skills. This is important, and we'll go through it in a guide video I'm going to make about it. But in essence, what you want for Bastion is for him to get his second attack dormant skill. And in order to get that, you're going to need to get Bastion to 16 base, which is BAS, and then 10 agility. That'll allow him to get second attack, and that second attack allows you to do 2 attacks in a single turn. It's insanely powerful. Now, since it's too far off to get, so instead what we're going to do is we're trying and end up getting turbulence. So we're going to need 12 dexterity and 10 agility. So increase his agility to 7, and we'll work on getting him turbulence. And since we have barrel, we should be able to get it. No, wait. He can only... Apologies. Turbulence can only be learned if you have Olivine. No, Emerald. Apologies, Emerald. If you have the Emerald Windstone, then you can learn Turbulence. Level 1 Windstone, you can learn Tornado. Turn these off. And another kill gone. Now, if Bastion can attack before Ione, we could probably get... No. Okay, we lost 3 kills. Okay, so we lost a ton of experience, but we leveled up at least once. That's fine. Victory is ours, Father. Apologies, I'm just grabbing a notebook. What I'm planning to do is just... Apologies, I don't know when my mic was muted. Hopefully it wasn't during the battle. I don't think it was. But basically what I was talking about is I'm going to record timestamps as we play. It will be cut out in like this cut down version and everything, but Yeah. Those savages had no need to destroy this house. Hello, my name is Ione. I am a member of the Avalon Defense Corps. And I am Reyna. It's a pleasure to meet such skilled fighters. Avalon Defense Corps? Aren't you allies of the Fruah Kingdom? Yes, our combined forces have been battling the Empire for ages. It is my pleasure to meet such beautiful soldiers as you two. Pardon me? Reyna and I had been tracking these Imperials for several days, and when we saw a pillar of black smoke on the horizon, we knew that they were the cause of it. We are most grateful to both of you for your timely assistance. You're quite welcome, sir. I relish any opportunity to kick the Junar's Empire where it hurts. I still can't believe they would attack a village of innocents. I have a question. Do either of you know a man by the name of Galvas Derid? Galvas, the corps commander of the Fruah Kingdom? Yes. Of course we know him. We're here on his orders. He's considered a living legend by most members of the Corps. I have nothing but respect for him. I'm curious, what leads you to inquire about Galvas? I must speak with him at the earliest possible opportunity of a debt which must be repaid. Galvas is quite wealthy, sir. How has he come to owe you anything? His debt is not monetary, Ione, and that is all you need to know. I would strongly disagree with you on that point. My apologies, sir. I did not seek to offend you. An old man like me is very rarely offended, Ione, but your apology is accepted, nonetheless. Thank you, sir. How much time will you and your friends need to prepare before we depart? Ione, we can't take this man to see Galvas. We don't even know him. We do not know him, Reyna, but we can certainly trust him. You only need to look into his eyes to realize that. Thank you for your trust, Ione. Now I owe a debt to you as well. Father, have you forgotten about the fate of this village? What will happen when the Empire sends more soldiers here? This village will be quite safe after we depart, Bastion. And how can you be so confident of that, Father? Because you and I are the cause of this ruin, Bastion. What? What do you mean, Father? I don't understand. Those soldiers said they were looking for rogues. And they found us, Bastion. They found me. What are you saying? Why is the Empire searching? Do you or do you not want to fight the Empire, Bastion? Of course I do, Father, but then cease your rambling and begin preparations for our journey. Father, wait! Why won't you at least explain what's going on? Father... So here's our first introduction to Sadira and Faulkner. Your Highness, the Imperial Princess. I am, as always, honored simply to be in your presence, Sadira. What business brings you to my chambers on this wondrous day? Dispense with your pretentiousness, Faulkner. I demand answers. Certainly, Highness. But first you must supply a question. Silence, Faulkner. The band of rogues you call soldiers are flagrantly violating the laws of the Empire. I'm told some have even deserted our armies and begun to rob the citizens they were sworn to protect. I will inform my sergeants of this terrible news at once, Sadira. Sergeants? From what I have been told, they not only allow this behavior, but often condone it. That's why I must travel to our border zones as soon as possible. I plan to observe the despicable actions of these troops myself. I so apologize for that annoying vehicles outside. Being winter and all, it's a bit louder, so, future apologies if you ever catch that in my talking. And to severely punish those among them who would harm my people. I only hope that you're able to guard the Imperial Palace while I'm gone. I should burn this palace to the ground, you spoiled little wench. But it would be more prudent to follow you to the border zones, just in case. Alright, so that's Faulkner introduction. We already know from the previous Kingdom route run we did. And we basically know all this from the previous route. The last word we received was that Galvas was stationed in Araba Castle. It's located near the border between the Kingdom and the Empire. You'll be in danger. We can defend ourselves. Are you really certain about all this, Ione? Because I'm not. Need I remind you once again that we know nothing about this man? I understand your concern, Reyna, but we know that we can trust him. And we also know that he can hold his own on a battlefield. Most importantly, we know that his son is quite attractive. What was that? Nothing. I should also admit that I am very curious about Kamorge. As am I. What is this great debt Galvas owes him? And for how long have they known each other? Ah, well, that is gossip best kept for another time. The faster we make our way through the Empire, the sooner we will have the answers we want. Well, yes, it's so much fun to gossip, Ione. Oh, perfect. Damn it. That last battle has played havoc with the controls of my ATAC. I apologize, Kamorge, but I can't continue on until I determine which systems are inoperative. Perhaps we can assist you in that regard, Ione. Of course we can. Puck, have a look and see what you can do. You got it, Bastion. Are you kidding me? Is the vertically challenged Tyke a mechanic? The laws against child labor are quite strict, remember? Puck is not a boy, Reyna. He's almost a man. Besides, he's the most amazing tech you'll ever meet. My ATAC would have fallen to pieces long ago without him. That's you. Jeez, Bastion, why don't you lay it on a little thicker? Oh, Puck, I've not embellished your raw talents one bit, and you know it. Well then, Puck, I'll be honored if you chose to assist me. No problem. Let's go. You are a man of very few words, aren't you, Kamorge? Indeed. So, tell me, Bastion, it seems that you move around quite a bit. Doesn't that get hard? Yes, it is difficult. I doubt there's a place on the continent where we haven't lived at some point. Well then, how did Milia come to be in your company? Both of my parents were slain by soldiers of the Empire when I was very young. Kamorge had been a good friend of my family, and took me in as one of his own. Oh, Milia, I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to cause you any pain. Don't be silly, Reyna, and please don't apologize. After all, how could you have known? Besides, I couldn't have had a better life than the one Kamorge has given to me. Geez, that was too easy. All I had to do was patch up the bipolar circuits and tweak the cortex modulator. Sounds like a little genius has finished his repair work. Thank you very much, Puck. I'll go and run a few diagnostic programs before we depart. Boy, he is good. The very best engineers in the Avalon Corps don't even work that fast. I said as much earlier, remember? Yes. Oh, I forgot to ask how Puck ended up with you as well. Puck was apprenticing with one of my father's friends, who is an engineer. He's traveling with us to test what he's learned thus far in real-life situations. And I assure you there aren't many situations we haven't been in lately. It's okay, Bastion. I really don't mind fixing your ATAC all the time. I'm starting to get the picture. It's a perfect arrangement. Father and I battle against the Empire. Puck repairs our ATACs and allows me to pull wedges on him when the mood strikes. And Milia cooks and cleans up after us. Like I said, it's perfect. No. It'll be perfect if you manage to belch out a thank you now and then to show some appreciation. I appreciate what you do, Milia. You know that. Well, it wouldn't hurt to tell me every now and again. Sounds reasonable to me. Attention, everyone. Kamorge and I have seen a battle forming in the distance. There isn't any time to waste. We must mobilize at once. Excellent. We can strike against the Empire on their own wretched turf. We must keep our wits about us as we descend into the conflict. Yes, caution is the best course of action. It may already be too late for the Empire's poor prey. If we are careless, we shall become victims as well. Heads up. Let's go. Alright, so as I was talking about before, in this battle we're gonna talk about FP. We're gonna talk about FP in the next battle, alright? Because this is the battle where FP can skyrocket because of how many enemies there's going to be. So, obviously, first thing you should always do, no matter what, is always create a save file. We have 2 save files here already. So these ones were from the previous stream, so we can actually overwrite it since we already have our endgame save file. So, Chapter 1, Destiny Child, Level 4. Alright, so first off, we're going to go to Equip. We're going to check the status of every character. There we go. Slash and Thrust, no dormant or support abilities. Kamorge, Base 8, power 10, dex 6, agility 9, defense 12, weapon 11. And he has reflect attack. Reflect attack is useful in that it can, as it states, reflect an attack, but not like back at the enemy. It's basically just gonna like you're gonna dodge basically. As for parry, let's say a thrust is coming towards you. Kamorge will use his sword and just like pull it off to the side, so he parries it. Chivalry means that you'll do more damage if you attack from the front, and Mass Menace means that an ATACs cannot pass by you at all within 1 square. So if it's going to try and get behind you, it cannot because of the control zones around Kamorge, which will stop the ATC in its tracks. Okay, so he has all that. Ione doesn't really have anything. It's just a base, character, generic. And Reyna has Horror Roll. Now, we're not going to keep any of these characters because we're going to Empire route. Reyna, Ione, and Kamorge are going to be gone, and we're going to get a completely new set, new party. Okay, so let's... And we can't, there's no new ATCs to switch out. Okay, let's do a quick interview board thing. In the last stream, I did not know much about the morale board. I failed multiple times, but since I've completed it halfway through the previous stream, I've learned a lot about it. So, the circle smiley face means that your morale is between -32 and +32, and every time the icon changes, it goes into a range of 32. So, if we look at Bastion and Kamorge, we see that Kamorge likes Bastion, or Bastion likes Kamorge. No, wait, it's the other way around. Apologies, it's the other way around. Kamorge likes Bastion by at least 32 to 64 morale points. Right? Bastion is -32 towards Kamorge, -32 to 32 for Kamorge. So, in terms of morale, we have subtract 32, subtract 32, subtract 32. That's -96 to +96 of our morale. So it's a huge range. It's not going to be important for now. In the Kingdom route, it's highly important to manage it. For the Empire route, we just need to make sure that once we recruit Sadira, we make sure her morale is higher than another character, Cecilia. So I'll have a video on morale because that explanation in here just now was pretty god-awful, so apologies for that. Now, we're going to do briefing every single mission now, just for guide's sake, right? For the guide videos I'm going to be making on this stuff. So we're going to be here in Egas Canyon. It appears we're too late. No, I detect 2 ATACs in the center of the canyon. If we hurry, we can save them. But they're surrounded by a mob of Imperials. What do you think, Ione? Well, inside such a narrow space, we can easily cover each other's backs. But if that mob surrounds us as well, our only escape route will be cut off. Stay close and move quickly, or watch those people die by the Empire's hand. That's not going to happen, Ione. Time for you to watch and learn from the best of the Avalon Corps, Bastion. Hey, I'm not a student, Reyna. I'm a teacher. So the red dots represent the enemies and blue are allies. The 2 blue dots are Devlin and Barlow, and they are going to be AI control characters. Thankfully, they do not attack. They basically stay in the middle the whole time and huddle up. So we don't need to do interview, but we'll do it anyways for interview's sake, and we'll speak to each character, see what they have to say. To learn the Strong Slash, you must strengthen your base, power, and dex. It will come to you in time. Yes, so Strong Slash is useful now, not when you get your stronger attacks. So let me bring up how to get Strong Slash. I have like entire folders of information that I can draw from. Alright, so in order to get Strong Slash, we need to make sure our stat points are allocated towards 8 base, 7 power, and 6 dexterity. That's going to be pretty easy, but we're also working way towards second attack, Dormant Skill, as well as Tornado, because we're going to aim for Turbulence with Bastion, until he gets Ultra Gunner, of course. Okay, well, Ione, I think my friend Reyna has a bit of a crush on you, Bastion. How do you feel about her? Life is a wonderful gift, Bastion, so don't waste a single moment of it on stress or worry. Very wise words. Okay, so we did briefing, we did the interview, which is pointless if you're going to Empire routes, and we checked the status of our ATACs. That one is more for the guy that's going to come up. So we did briefing and we saved. So mission 2, Bandit Brigade, begins now. Alright boys, I'm getting bored. It's time to bash these fools into scrap metal. And watch how hard you hit them. Nobody's gonna buy any ATAC parts from us if they don't work. I don't care if you kill me, but have mercy. Allow my friend to leave. He doesn't deserve this fate. The enemy is too numerous, Bastion. You must leave here until the battle is over. What are you saying, father? I'm going to stand and fight with you, not run away. We don't help these people. They'll die before our eyes, and I couldn't live with myself if that happened. This is my time, father. Don't deny me this opportunity. I'm ready. You honor me with your bravery. Remember your training. Focus on. I know, father. I know. I have no reason to worry about this boy. He has already shown great skill, but I cannot help it. Hey, boss. We've got company. Ha ha ha. Ooh, we're in luck today, boys. 4 more lambs led to the slaughter. Okay, so we're gonna watch this battle. So that's the Ratatosk that Devlin is in, and Bandit is in... what is it? I don't know what it's called, actually. Okay, Kamorge is going to continue his killing spree. So we just gotta make sure we get the kill before Kamorge makes the kill. Those strangers are helping us. I can barely believe my eyes. Are you too weak from hunger to think clearly, Barlow? Move closer to those friendly ATACs. How many times do I have to tell you, Devlin? I'm not fat. I have a glandular disorder. One thing I failed to mention in the previous stream, the previous mission, is that in order to enter the Empire route, the other requirement is to be at minimum level 8. If you don't fulfill the requirement, you are set to stay on the Kingdom route. So Bastion must take the kills. And like I said, because Reyna and Ione and Kamorge, they all leave the party, you don't need to worry about keeping them. You don't need to worry about them having attacks, as well as make sure you keep the morale up. So we're just positioning our characters so that Kamorge can't get back attacks. Because if he gets at any point, if he attacks from the back, he can very quickly one-shot everybody. So we need to be careful. Barlow and Devlin do not attack this entire battle, so we don't have to worry about them. What I'm doing here, I'll be doing this at the beginning of every battle. I just completely forgot about this. Is I'm going to go and check all the characters that are currently in the battle. This is going to be for the guide, so this stream will contain it, and I'm going to have to look at all of them. I apologize if this annoys you, but it has to be done. That's Bandit 4, Bandit 5. See, I've never seen the attack strike before, but yeah, I guess it's here. They have it. Okay. Oh. I have to also make sure they don't have any support or dormant skills hidden. This is because I found an ATC in the last road who had an unlisted amulet, which was freaking insane. It's not in the official walkthrough, it's not in any guides whatsoever, because I saw it and I was like, I've never seen this before, so I went searching to see if there was any information on it, and no, there's no information on it. Really interesting. You'll see it in my in my equipment guide. I believe it's going to be an equipment guide. Alright. So Snow Motion is an unlearnable dormant skill that's only available for Barlow and Devlin. Okay, Reyna, that is here. Kamorge. And we were just about done here. Oh, he has Turnquake now. Turnquake is a completely useless support skill, so if you have it, use it if you want, but don't waste your AP on using it for no reason. You can use it just before you attack, though, if just so you can maybe get a back attack. Alright, so we got everybody. Sadira, Franco, and Halak are going to appear soon, so we don't need to worry about them. But we don't need to worry about them. Okay, let's not attack Reyna. We need to put Bastion here. And first off, we can see how far Kamorge can move. Since he has no 2-range attack, as long as we block this part here, then Kamorge won't be able to take this kill. He'll attack him instead. He'll attack Bandit 8 instead. Okay, so we do this. Do thrust. Here we go. And Kamorge is going to go to Imperial. Oh, right. He moves to a different character. Bandit 9. Alright. There. Sadira, Franco, and Halak. So the rumors were true. These soldiers are out of control. They are attacking innocent travelers with Imperial ATCs, disgracing the very empire they pledged to serve. Franco, Halak, we have some discipline to met out. Father, 3 more Imperial ATCs just appeared on the Canyon Ridge. We're in serious trouble. Okay, so I need to check the status of Sadira, Franco, and Halak. Okay, there we go. Oh, Emerald. So she, at this point, she could learn Turbulence if her Dex and Agility were higher. Okay, Bad Back is also a unique dormant skill to Halak. It's useless. It can't be learned in any way, and it has no purpose. It's just there for jokes because she's so old. Okay, got it. Now let's move Ione. We can move it to Bandit 8. Actually, no. What I'm going to try and do is try and prevent Kamorge from taking that kill from Imperial 10, I believe. That's who he's attacking, right? Or no, sorry, Bandit 10. Okay, we cannot get those kills where, since they're going to chase after Sadira and her group, the reason being is Sylphie is very powerful right now. Same as, I don't know what Franco and Halak's ATSCs are called, I forgot. But they're very powerful right now. And they'll wipe out the bandits pretty easily. Okay, so we need to weaken Bandit 7, but first let's make sure Kamorge isn't going to attack for Bastion. Okay, so Kamorge is going to attack for Bastion. And, okay, so if I move, there's a problem. So if I attack him, what might happen is that Kamorge will walk over here and then take down Bandit 7, taking the experience. So let's not do that. Instead, we'll attack Bandit 8 with a normal thrust. Go. I'll let everybody do their movements. Even if I've never gotten to the point where Devlin and Barlow ever died, so I don't know if they die, does the battle end? And we're gonna watch this battle animation for the ATC viewer logging thing. I thought those 3 were Imperials, but they're fighting on our side. Yes. And Franco is frozen. That's a frozen state, by the way. It's really dangerous to be in that state, because you'll take full damage and a massive amount at that too. And as you can see, Strong Slash almost wiped out that bandage. Okay, so since we're getting down to 35 AP, that means we might not be able to one-shot this guy. Let's see. No, we can't. We can still use thrust, and there we go. All right, one shot. And it was they were level 7, right? No, level 3. Okay. So we run out of AP, so we're stuck here. Ione, let's go behind Bandit 9 and attack. Go and okay, hold on at Parkinson's, sure. I assume we talk about Halak or Franco. Probably Halak. Okay, so we're definitely not going to experience from those bandits. That's okay. That's okay. It's not vital. We just need to get Bastion to level 8. Alright, so Reyna can go ahead and attack this bandit. There we go. And Bastion will be able to get the kill. We're not going to aim... I don't... We should probably just get Strong Slash for now. And just work our way towards second attack later on. Since... yeah, it's not really important to have second attack just yet. It does help with getting extra experience, just because you can quickly wipe out enemies that way. Okay, thrust, and we should level up now. There we go. Now, Strong Slash requires 8 base, 7 power, and 6 dex, right? Yes, it does. Okay, so let's increase power, and it'd be good, right? 8, 7. So one more stat to base, and we'll get Strong Slash. The thing I want to grab though is definitely Tornado. I want to be able to hit Faulkner. Yeah, I just want to be able to hit Faulkner in mission 3. Goodbye. Franco always dies here. It's inevitable. He never survives it. Alright, so since Kamorge is... wait. Let me double check this. Devlin, Barrow, Sadira, Reyna. Okay, I don't really care if Ione gets experience. You know what? I don't care. Okay, so we're just gonna get that experience and we're gonna rush over to snipe some kills from Sadira. Only problem with tactical RPGs is the waiting game, right? Constantly waiting for the AIs to make their moves. Especially with just like hordes of them. Finally, there we go. Okay, let's just... usually I go up the hill over here and try and snipe them from the back, but I think this time I'm just gonna go from down here. Mind you, Sadira will probably wipe them out before I can get close. So, I guess I'll try and block off Kamorge from getting kills. Almost there. Okay, so if the height difference is greater than 3, so if you look at the bottom left, 3H, or sorry, he's at 3H and this guy's Bandit 4 is at 6H, right? That's a height difference of 3. Greater than 3 means that you cannot attack. So it doesn't matter right now, but it does matter in the future. And you can use that to position your characters safely. Like, let's say when a character are getting attacked and enemies at 1H, just try and get to a 5H space and you won't be attacked. Okay, so let's... almost there. We're almost there. Next time I level up, I should be able to get Strong Slash. Just gonna make things so much easier. We just gotta make sure Bastion's level 8 by the end of the next mission, which isn't overly difficult, considering that the enemies generally won't attack anyone. Will attack everybody but Bastion. So, yeah. Alright, let's I'll just do a quick attack here. Dodge. Oh, right, we need to have battle animation on to get Corbelan logged as for the ATC viewer. Great. Got hit from her back. Okay, we already have Sylph feed in the ATC viewer, so we can skip this one. Okay, Reyna. Doesn't really matter if she attacks. It's more of I can actually move here. No, first off, double check this. So Franco, where's Franco? Okay, Franco's not gonna be able to attack Bandit 4. Kamorge shouldn't be able to reach, but Halak is there, so she'll probably snipe the kill. So let's not attack Bandit 4. Go here instead. And use Thrust. Go. 27. I don't think Bastion is strong enough to kill this guy yet. Oh, he is. Okay, good. We should be at level 6 at this point. Almost. Very close. So if you didn't already know, in order to level up, you just need to get a static 500 experience per to level up, right? So even if you're like level 30, you just need to get 500 experience. Get to level 31. Okay, and we'll end it here. There's no point in trying to preserve that bandit because they're just going to take the kill anyways. Alright, here we go. Story time. We searched everywhere, but there were no other survivors of the attack, nor did I expect there to be. Never in any of my battles have I seen such senseless carnage. Nor have I. These sadistic freaks took pleasure in killing these people. We did not detect them until it was too late. My friends begged for mercy. I heard their screams. I think I'm going to be sick. This is truly a dark day in the history of the Junaris Empire. And who are you to show such concern for the Empire? Are you not an Imperial citizen? Surely you recognize the face of your princess. Imperial princess. We have received many reports of soldiers using the power of the Empire for criminal acts. I journey here to investigate the rumors, and I have now confirmed them beyond any doubt. How can you be so clinical after witnessing this travesty? Imperial soldiers cut down innocent travelers and took glee in their deaths. You shouldn't be ashamed at what has taken place here, princess. You should be horrified. Is this what your precious empire stands for? The slaughter of the innocent and the desecration of the dead? Why do you not speak, princess? Are my words chipped at the royal heart of ice? Answer me. I. Lower your voice, Bastion. We all recognize the tragedy which has unfolded here. We thank you and your escorts for aiding us in this battle, princess. I can't believe that father is being so courteous to the child of the emperor himself. He represents everything I've always been taught to detest. Indeed, we are in your debt, good sir. Without your considerable strength, I doubt we could have prevented the rogues from prevailing here. In my humble opinion, there is no need for us to quarrel when our intentions were the same. Really? I always thought the Empire's intent was to plunder from anyone and everyone. You're probably upset that these people weren't around to pay any more travel tolls. I have had entirely enough of your misguided anger, boy. I've come here to stop these bandits from committing these horrible acts. Sadira speaks the truth. It is the will of the princess to halt the anarchy and the bloodletting. Why do you believe otherwise? Why? Look at the senseless death before you, sir, and perhaps you will begin to understand. Hey you, self-righteous boy with the big mouth. You seem to think that it's only the Empire who visits evil acts upon the innocent. I assure you the Pharasio Kingdom has abused its power just as much, if not more. Impossible. Wrong. Very possible, and very real. Have you ever seen the terrors these armies cause? Butchers are butchers, regardless of the crest under which they shed innocent blood. I admit that I have not seen the terror you have, sir. But I have never seen a kingdom's armies cause an atrocity like this. Whereas I have seen them cause similar acts more times than I can count. The insanity of war drives the most honorable of men to commit the most unthinkable acts. The kingdom and the empire wage their endless battles, and the people of the continent endlessly suffer. Yes. I want the suffering to end, sir. That's why I'm here. I'm going to stop the war. I'm going to restore peace to our land and our people. I shall not forget this day, and I shall not fail. Franco, it's time to depart. Yes, Highness. I pray we shall not encounter another such scene in our travels. Had we met under a different set of circumstances, good sir, I believe we could have been friends. But you have my respect regardless of your feelings about the Empire. My respects follow you in kind, Franco. You know my name, sir, but I know not yours. I am Kamorge. Kamorge and Bastion, I believe he said earlier. Take care in your journeys. We should also make haste. Sharks come quickly and the scent of blood. Father, I suppose your long face means you believe we should invite these two travelers to join our party. You already saved both our lives, and now you would help us again? Your kindness knows no bounds. Yeah, thanks a lot. I really don't want to get beaten up again. I'm Devlin, and this is my special friend Barlow. It's nice to meet you. Would you guys have any food? I have a glandular disorder. Makes me want to eat a lot. Why, well, well, hello everybody. You weren't thinking of leaving without me, were you? Of course not. And who are you? You're alive. Ha! I knew those damn bandits could never have slain the infamous Andrew. There we go. So we got Andrew, we got Devlin, and we got Barlow. Although we can't use Andrew yet. Well, actually, we're never going to be able to use him. We're going to do the Empire route. Your Highness, you appear to be troubled. What news has caused your noble brow to furrow? Why was I not informed of your plans to travel into the war zone, Faulkner? You know how strong my desire to join you on the field of battle runs within me. It is entirely unacceptable that Sadira should be allowed to engage the enemy when I am not. Please forgive me, Highness, but we have discussed this many times in the past. You are the immediate heir to the Empire, Duyere. Your safety is my utmost concern. I cannot allow our future king to act frivolously where his life is at risk. You understand that? Yes, Faulkner. I am acutely aware of the many burdens placed upon me since my birth. The fact remains that the desire to fight for the Empire I shall one day inherit cannot be denied. And to fight at the side of a legend such as yourself would be at once an honor and a privilege. You flatter me with your gracious words, Prince Duyere. My gracious nature shall turn foul if you continue to deny me the one thing I most crave. But the repairs on your Sarbella's ATAC are incomplete, Duyere. You could not fight at full strength. Then I shall merely fight with more caution, Faulkner. Have you another excuse to proffer? Alright, Prince, you may accompany me, but you must promise to obey my orders at all times. And of course, Faulkner, I ask only to be treated the same as any soldier under your command. But you are no mere soldier, Duyere, and I cannot pretend otherwise. And at least pretend to pretend, Faulkner. I demand it. As you wish, Your Majesty. That's better. Prepare my ATAC at once. I'm ready to go. Let's kick some Imperial butt and make tracks for the nearest brothel. Tell me, Devlin, has this man's, ego always been so dangerously inflated? Some people were bred to notice the boorish nature of such a braggart. All I know for certain is that he's an excellent fighter, and he's more than able to hold his liquor. I have never been particularly inclined to ask how he developed either skill. Hey man, don't you know you're not supposed to talk about me like that until you're behind my back? Father, I refuse to believe that the kingdom is as Devlin says, because if his words are true, then there's no reason to fight the Empire, because the citizens of the continent have already lost. Bastion, when we reach Galvas, you will understand why this war must be fought. You will learn. Wait, I detect 2 groups of ATACs, both in front of and behind us. We've been surrounded. More Imperial troops, from the looks of them. See? I knew that princess didn't mean a word she said. Her soldiers are still wreaking havoc. These are no rogue soldiers, Bastion. These are the Empire's elite fighters. And I dare not tell you who leads them into battle. So, for elite fighters, they're pretty weak, just an FYI. Okay, so, let's see. We need to do a save, obviously, right? Just in case we don't get to level 8 by the end of the battle, we can reload, right? We should be able to get to level 8. There's really it's really not hard to do. 3 levels in this battle is pretty easy. Gotta make sure Bastion gets the kills. Alright, so for anyone watching, I basically go into here at the end of missions and check the status, like so. Check the attacks, support, and dormant, right? This is more for the guide that's going to be coming up for Vanguard Bandits. Kamorge doesn't really need much, right? Because they're going to leave. Ione's going to leave. Reyna's going to leave. Devlin's going to leave. And Barlow's going to leave, so yeah. Now let's exit this. We got our visuals. Now we can go to interview. And like I said in the previous mission, currently the interview board is meaningless right now because when we transfer to the Empire route, every character we have here is gone. We get an entirely new set of character. So this one here is basically just, you just want to see what they say, right? Kamorge always has useful hints of how to grow. in terms of in battle. So let's talk Kamorge. Bastion, to learn to tackle, you need to improve your base and power. It's a very valuable attack. Now he says that, but it is a horrible attack. The hit accuracy, the hit percent of tackle is so low that unless your dexterity is, let's say, nearly maxed out, it's going to miss almost every single time. It's only useful if it's really your only option. And let's go ahead and talk to Reyna because we love her. This might sound strange, Bastion, but you remind me of my brothers back home, young and naive. And we'll talk to Devlin. You look fairly strong, Bastion. One of these days we'll arm wrestle and see which of us is stronger. Okay. So you only get a max of 3 interviews per mission. Let's go to briefing. So we're fighting in Maqui Bridge. We are greatly outnumbered and under attack from both the front and the rear. I admire your perfect calm in the midst of such an overwhelmingly poor circumstance. I shall engage the rear troops. Ione, you and the others must fend off the frontal assault. Agreed. I'll fight with you, Father. No, Bastion. You must fight with Ione. Father, you can't defeat an entire battalion of Imperial troops by yourself. There's only room for a single soldier on the bridge, Bastion. I cannot and must hold them at bay. Of course, Father. I didn't mean to doubt you. There's no need to apologize, Bastion. I'm sure your father understands your concern. Indeed. Fight with honor, Kamorge. You as well, Ione. Faulkner himself has come to claim Bastion. Perhaps I should have known that he would. But that doesn't matter now. All that matters is preventing Bastion from falling into Imperial hands. We must prevail. So the red dots and blue dots are enemies and allies respectively. Everybody here is now player controlled except for Kamorge. Kamorge will never move, so we don't ever have to worry about him. What we need to worry about in the mission is not getting surrounded basically, and make sure Bastion lives. Everybody else can die at this point. They're not going to join us for the Empire route, as I said before. They can all die. Bastion needs to be the survivor. It has been far too long since I last engaged in battle. I have longed to feel this excitement again. I shall delight in slaying these ignorant fools who dare to defy the will of the Empire. Your Highness, General Faulkner said these ATSCs would be captured, not destroyed. Yes, and when they resist capture, these rebels will have to be killed. I cannot wait. Now still your insolent tongue and escort me into battle. Alright, so we don't need to have any battle animations on, except for these new ATSCs here, bodyguards. And, oh, right, apologies. First thing to do in every battle is to check the units present in the battle, okay? Like, this is for the guide that's going to come up. So, have to do that. Then, we have to check each of their status. It's a little bit time consuming. It shouldn't take more than a minute, right? But something needs to be done. Go. With the enemies now. Faulkner's turn. Now, Faulkner starts. First time you ever meet Faulkner is level 12. He's actually overpowered here right now. So, fighting him, if he ended up staying in the battle to the end, we probably would have been wiped out. But then that's only for like newbies, right? Because newbies wouldn't know how to deal with it. Okay, almost done. Is it Kamorge? And we are good. We can now begin the battle. So, turtling up is the ideal strategy for this one. We can have Reyna sit here the whole time and basically pepper whoever's here with long thrust the whole time, but her accuracy is really low that it probably wouldn't be very helpful. So let's instead have her assist. Duyere, on the other hand, is interesting. Okay, so if he falls, I believe his bodyguard, one of the bodyguards, leaves with him, and if Faulkner falls and he's still in the field, he actually runs away too. So we have to try and take him down before then. He is at a lower level than Bastion. I believe he's level 3 right now. He's not actually really high. Yeah, level 3. Since Bastion's level 5, he's only getting a little experience from that. So prioritize killing the bodyguards over Duyere. If we could kill Faulkner, we can kill Faulkner, by the way. It is totally possible. I've done it before, but it's completely possible. Although he still ends up killing Kamorge in the end, but yeah, you can actually beat him. How I managed to do that, I have no clue. Okay, so we're rushing Duyere right now, just so we can get experience from the bodyguards. Okay. Here comes Duyere. Now, the key to beating Duyere insanely quick is to basically send him into a frozen state. As soon as you do that, he goes down really quick. And like I said, when he goes, one of the bodyguards goes, so we lose that experience. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to focus on taking on the bodyguards first. Duyere himself isn't dangerous, so we don't have to worry. And side attacks do 110% damage. Front attacks do 100% damage, and back attacks do 120% damage. Just to, like, food for thought for you. Calculations I've done myself, so I can verify that they're real. And yeah, okay, so dodge this. Brings enough. She still got a hit. Okay, we got to just keep attacking. No, don't worry about Duyere too much. He's pretty weak in this battle. He's actually weak throughout the game. Every time you fight him, you don't ever have to worry about him. Okay, let's have these two just hit Duyere, right? If you get them over 60 FP, then they end up skipping their turn, just so they don't end up entering the freeze state or frozen state. That's one of their AI program. That's one of their programming requirements is to do whatever they can to not get frozen, right? So when they get to 60 to 70 FP, they just stop. They don't make any moves for their turn. And Kamorge can hold the bridge so easily. Okay, dodge that. Now, when you're going to Kingdom route and you're on this battle, you're not going to play the way I'm playing. I'm just doing this strictly because none of the characters here are going to join, right? So I play a bit more recklessly and distribute stats more idiotically. Okay. Go. That should prevent him from attacking. So if we move back here, we should be fine. Back R2. Reyna? Yeah. Go. Okay, so we'll just increase power, right? We'll try and like put them in a one-shot state where Bastion can take them down quickly. Okay, let's just defend this. Death to anyone who stands in the Empire's path. Interesting. Never knew he actually talked to Barlow. Okay, Duyere's gonna skip his next turn. And counter. Let's just avoid this. Alright, we're almost to the point where the bridge is gonna fall. So we might need to run back and turtle soon. I've grown tired of feeding you these amateurs, old man. It's time for you to embrace your eternal judgment. Alright, so from here on, we're going to have battle animation on. Well, not from here on, right? What I'm trying to do is get Faulkner's ATC and ATC viewer. Go. Now we don't need to watch it anymore. You received my sincere admiration, old man. A lesser warrior would have fled at my mere approach. Before I kill you, perhaps you could confess as to which of your precious companions is the royal one. The boy for whom you will so gladly sacrifice your own miserable life. You will never find him, Faulkner. but he will find you, and he will annihilate your accursed empire. Defiant to the end, I will expect no less from you. Now let us finish this with haste. The sooner you die, the sooner the eternal reign will begin. Alright, so next turn should be the epic battle scene. Okay, and this, Ione. We gotta force Duyere out now. Oh. And Reyna. Okay, next turn, it's Kamorge dies. Okay, this guy's gonna go down. Here we go. Enjoy yourselves, everyone. Best battle scene ever. Freaking nuts. Alright, cool. There you go. Kamorge is going. A foolish attack, easily countered. I expected much more from you, Alagard. So much more. What's this? My leg servals are losing pressure, and my torso actuators have been damaged. Even in death, you surprise me. This battle has grown tiresome. Capture the remaining rebels and do it quickly. Yes, sir. What? Faulkner's retreating? I can't finish off these rebels without him. Father. Father! Alright, so Bastion is level 5, so he needs to get 3 levels. Like, drastically. So nobody can make any kills. Okay, so you're gonna be killed. So let's have Ione move here, and then we'll move Ione back. That way she can face the bodyguards. Okay. Go ahead and defend. Go. Devlin can go here. We need to weaken them now. And Barlow can sit here behind everybody. Just for when the Imperial 3 and I believe that's Imperial 2 cross the bridge. Or sorry, Imperial 4 cross the bridge, right? Because we're going to have to deal with them after. Okay, Bastion can just go ahead and use normal slash. There we go. Alright, so we needed one more for strong slash. So set 1 to base. And then... is that it? Let's give it all to base. No, to base. And then we wanted second attack. But I forgot what was it again. Second attack requires 16 base and 10 agility. That's right. Okay, so we need to increase his power a little bit too. We need him to survive. Let's increase his agility instead. Let's just do this. We have strong slash now. There it is. All right. That should be easier to get kills. Not do that. Dodge. Okay. Goal right now is to raise enemy FP to the point where they cannot make any moves, allowing us to have Bastion make the kills. There it is. Now 50 FP. Attack from the back, I should still be able to freeze him, so let's do that. FP 65. So no, I'd have to attack from the front. Because if I attack from the back, they will use a void, which only increases FP by 20, which means I only have 85 FP. So let's attack from the front. Go. And that, Reyna can go ahead with long thrust, drive HP down a bit more. Ione. Okay, Devlin. Those two are probably gonna die, so do this. Okay, they're within range now. Okay. I may have made a risky play here, so I don't think I should die. The problem comes when I get surrounded, so I need to get into a place where I won't get surrounded. Alright, so we have base 8, dexterity, and agility, so we're working towards second attack. Let's go ahead and increase our agility. We want them to not hit us, right? We want to try and do as much damage reduction as possible. Oh wait, 14 HP, so here I will attack you. Go. Reyna. Go here and use long thrust. Fantastic. And we'll have Devlin just sit here. Yeah, there we go. One more level and we're good. Yeah, easy. Easily be able to get it. There's still... Counter's a double-edged sword. Because if you have the dormant skill deflect attack, or even parry, when you counter, you can, instead of countering, what can happen is you can end up deflecting attack and not even countering whatsoever. So it's kind of a waste. Alright, so one more level and we're good. Let's put Bastion right here. Devlin can sit. Reyna can go ahead and just keep using long thrust. Ione can sit here. Let's prevent the Imperials from doing back attacks. Well, I mean back attacks on Bastion, not on everybody else. There we go. And bang. There we go. Level 8. Perfect. Wait. Okay. Not perfect. Let's move Reyna right here. Keep Devlin here. She can go ahead and back attack. Now this should give us enough experience. Let me double check. How much experience does he need? 28. So we got 37 experience from that last Imperial, and these two Imperials are at the same level, so I should be able to get the required experience. If not, that's gonna suck. There it is. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we have 12 agility. No, I keep forgetting. What do I need for second attack? Second attack requires 10 agility. Oh. Already gotten that. Okay, so we're just going to put it towards base now. We need 16 base. That is 11. Battle is won. Okay, so here is your first pivotal choice, right? In the game. If we pick We Must Attend to Kamorge, we will continue along the Kingdom route, and we'll effectively basically just be replaying the previous stream series we just did, right? I Shall Find the Murderer puts you directly into Chapter 4, Mission 25, I believe, of the Empire route. So, I shall find that murderer. Let's do this. I will have revenge for you, Father. That Imperial bastard won't escape my wrath. Where is he? Nothing's showing up on my scanners. Wait, there, directly north. I won't let him escape. Alright, perfect. We made it into the Empire route. Now we're just going to do this last mission, which is the first mission of the Empire route. But first, we're going to save. Of course, like you don't want to like get onto a different route and then die, right? Something like that. Alright, so level 8, Charity Farewell is completed. We got ourselves quite a bit of cash. Super important. And now let's do our status check. Okay, Bastion is the only one we have. And we learn Kick. Kick isn't insanely useful It's one of those attacks you use if you need to, but since you have slash or thrust, you don't ever really need to use kick. Alright, briefing check. Mogron Trail. You can't run away from me. You can't escape your death. Alright, the thing about this mission is that it is not really a mission, in that if you attack Faulkner, the battle basically ends right there. So, basically the thing to do if you want extra experience is not attack Faulkner, just start attacking and wiping out everybody else. Save Faulkner for last, like, 0 attacks with Faulkner until the end. So let's begin the mission. Turn around, murderer, and look upon the face of your executioner. A familiar insult, but an unfamiliar voice. Your sarcasm will ring hollow once I've run you through, bastard. I will have revenge for my father, right here and right now. This is wonderful. How kind of you to spare me the trouble of continuing the search for you. While your threats are amusing, I sincerely hope you are not so unwise as to attack me. Unless, of course, you wish to suffer a more painful and dishonorable death than your dear father. Silence. Silence! I will slay you where you stand. Alright, there we go. Of course, I wrongly assumed that you would fight honorably for once. Seize him. Alright, so yeah, there's no real way to, you can wipe out everybody, but it is insanely difficult to do, just because of how many enemies there are, right? So, ideally, you want to try and position yourself in a place where you only fight them one at a time, such as right here. Right here, right? Because they can only attack you from here. If Faulkner comes here, he can use Melting Flare. Unless somebody else has it. No. Okay, so we're going to do our unit check first. Okay, there we go. Now we check every unit. Ah, yes, Sky Protect. That just increases the defense net of the target. Nothing overly scary, just give you less damage. And he has Melting Flare, so he can attack 2 spaces away. Alright, so we're going to try and wipe out as many enemies as possible. So let's go ahead and go here. We're going to go to our turtle spot. Or not. Apparently didn't want to move. So let's just Strong Slash. Okay, so these Imperials... okay, so maybe the Imperials by Faulkner will not move. Okay, our agility's high enough that we shouldn't get hit. Like I said, the problem is getting surrounded, and thus the result would be entering a frozen state. Oh, let's go. Okay, I need to start positioning myself now. If I get surrounded, I'm toast. Actually, probably here would be fine. Actually, probably here. Right here. Ideally, I would use the bridge, right? Because it's, I would assume it's just closer, right? But Faulkner has that advantage, so I can't touch it. Okay, let's wait here for them to show up. We're almost here. Next turn, they should, yeah, should be able to attack me. Alright, counter is still pretty low. Let's go ahead and... Strong Slash? No, let's avoid. Okay, didn't avoid, unfortunately. Okay, still do strong Slash. This battle might actually be pretty long just because of what I'm doing here. But that's okay, that's okay. The party we're going to have in this route is very small, and being at, I guess, a decently high level will allow us to survive more easily. especially when it comes to Bastion. Okay, it doesn't look like Faulkner and his Imperial bodyguards are going to move. Go ahead and do this. Right, let's speed it up a little bit, right? Like, there's no risk of us actually dying, since none of the Imperials in front of me have a 2-range attack. Okay, so if I do this and they attack, that means I have to try and avoid the next one. Okay. Because defending will increase my FP by 30, means I'll get frozen. So I have to avoid the next one, which only increases my FP by 20. Wait, my FP went down. Interesting. Okay, let's just defend then. Okay, here I'm gonna need to end my turn, otherwise I will get frozen in the next turn. Almost time to level up. Apologies for like the really boring battle. When you have one character, survivability is literally the first thing you should always think about, right? Especially when you're fighting against an army like this. One against, let's see, there was 4, 6, and 7. Against 7 ATCs is not an ideal situation to be in. Yeah, should level up the next turn. And yeah, you want to prioritize fighting them one at a time. The old 1v1 strat. Let's just avoid that. And we should, yeah, we'll level up in the next turn, and we'll force our base up the whole time, right? Until we get second attack. Okay, so that's 11. So plus 3 would be 14. I should get second attack very soon. And the next time I level up. Assuming, no, a dormant skill is specific to the character and or the ATAC. So Bastion can learn second attack, therefore whatever ATAC he's using should be able to use it. No counter, just dodge again. As you can see, the experience gain is no longer, I think it was 20 or 30. It's now dropped to 14. That's because we leveled up while increasing the level difference between the Imperials who was attacking me. I need to see what attacks these Imperial have. I don't think they're anything dangerous. Like, if Faulkner came, that'd be a different situation. So, level 9, so I should be able to get... Wow, actually, I should be able to get a ton of experience from that guy. I should only be level 9, yeah. Yep, cool. Potentially I could reach level 11. I don't think so, but I might be able to. As long as I don't get hit, right? That's the key thing. As long as my HP stays high, I should be fine. Mind you, like I said, second you hit Faulkner, the battle's over. Almost there. And the experience gain is dropped by 4 experience points for some reason. I wonder what that's about. Thing. Okay, we're almost done defeating them. Avoid that. Alright, one more attack and we'll get experience, a bulk of experience. $61. That's not bad, right? It's not that bad. Okay, let's end here. Okay, we're gonna fight the Imperials, the stronger Imperials now. Let's see. 34%. Actually, it's not that bad. Being able to dodge that much is... Oh, man. But then this... Do it. Yeah. I might end up dying from this one if I can't... if they're going to attack. If they're going to counterattack me, right? Then I might end up actually dying. Shoot. Okay. I might just be able to level up one more time then. Oh, the problem too. If Bastion is defeated here, does the mission automatically end, right? Okay, so that's 14. So 16 base should give me a second attack. Let's go like this. No? Dormant. Okay, so... Am I crazy? Yeah, 16 base and 10 agility. Okay, so he can't learn second attack with Alba. That's unfortunate, but at least our HP is higher. That's a good thing. Our max HP, not our current HP. Okay, keep attacking since we had to get second attack. Fascinating. Yet work towards getting turbulence. Mind you, like I said, we don't really need to work towards getting turbulence with Bastion. Just because he's going to get Ultra Gunner eventually, and he dodged that at 99%. And he doesn't have a dormant skill either, so this is what I was talking about. Even at 99%, they can still end up dodging. When they have the dormant skill parry or deflect attack, the chances of them activating and avoiding the attack increases, right? But without it, it's just 1% chance of not being hit, which is what happened. Just freaking crazy. Okay. And come on. Unless dormant skills are specifically learned on the base stat distribution rather than the equipment boost to a stat, right? So let's check. So we have 17 base, so that means 14 base stat points were allocated. And we have 12 agility, which means we have 11 base agility points. Okay, so what we'll do is, next level up, we'll put more points towards, the 3 points towards base, and we'll see if we get second attack there. Which might end up being the next battle. Oh, careful. Not do that. Let's not counterattack. That'll probably get us killed right away. Alright. Go. No. Almost there. Ooh. Okay. Good thing the agility is high enough to dodge this. I'd prefer to fight Imperial 4, just because clearly they're weaker, right? But that's not the case, and somehow, again, they managed to dodge that. Dangerous situation. Okay, yeah, so if you lose, then you end up... You're supposed to lose, or if you attack Faulkner, that is how this mission ends. We did level up twice, which is A-okay in my books. And let's continue on here. Damn it. Damn it all. What a pity. I was looking forward to giving you the beating of a lifetime. You are a fortunate boy. I will spare your life until such a time as I am able to make use of you. Faulkner, what are you doing here? I thought you were assigned to defend the Imperial capital. That blue ATAC looks familiar. Wait, it's the boy who helped me to defeat those Imperials and yelled at me when he learned who I was. You, the Imperial Princess. What's this, Sadira? Have you taken to sullying the Empire with kingdom entanglements? He's not a member of the kingdom, nor is he an Imperial. He and his family are nomads, not soldiers. He knows a great deal more about this boy than I expected. Perhaps they have a relationship I can exploit. Alright, so we got our 72 experience, which isn't much, but it's something. I demand you explain what is going on here, Faulkner, and spare me any patronizing lies. There's nothing to explain, Your Highness. The boy attacked us. We merely defended ourselves. Liar, you attacked us and ran away before I could pay back the blood deed you dealt my father. Father? Kamorge is dead? Enough with your false tears. You were the one who gave our location to Faulkner after seducing us with your promise to end the war. How else could your soldiers have known precisely where to ambush us? You're wrong, Bastion. I never told Faulkner anything of my encounters with you and your friends. Liar. Bastion, you didn't ambush. You claim that Faulkner attacked you by surprise and without just cause? Can the snake attack in any other manner? And you have no affiliation with the army of the Parastia Kingdom. No, sir, I do not. You answer with great conviction, Bastion. I would like to believe you speak the truth. General Faulkner, how do you defend yourself against the boy's charges? I realize that, as the leader of the Imperial army, you must be given the benefit of the doubt. But as Princess Sadira said, you were supposed to be defending the palace. What led you to venture here? I was indeed stationed at the palace when I received a report from one of my sergeants at the front. He informed me that a small group of unknown ATACs had attacked our Imperial soldiers. It sounded serious enough for me to investigate the matter personally, so I journeyed here with my scouts. The ATACs of the boy and his friends perfectly matched the descriptions in the report. We confronted them, and they attacked without warning. This boy is fortunate to have been captured, and not killed. How can you spew such deceit, Faulkner? Tell them the truth and salvage what honor you have. You have done well, Faulkner. I shall take custody of the prisoner on your behalf. Your Highness, why would you want to do such a thing? This rebel cur is extremely dangerous. I have little experience in the realm of interrogation. This is a good time to remedy that. Interrogation is a thankless, horrible task, not at all suited to a member of the monarchy. Allow me to... I did not request to take custody of the prisoner from you, Faulkner. It was an order. You are hereby absolved of all responsibility in this matter, General. We will speak again at the palace. I'm starting to believe that Sadira delights in making my life difficult. But not for much longer, rat. Indeed, Franco. We shall speak again on this matter. Good day to you, Princess, and take care in your travels. The countryside can be quite perilous these days. So when does the interrogation begin, Princess? How do you plan to torture me? Will you delight in my pain? Release the prisoner before the melodrama becomes unbearable. Your Highness, I am declaring Bastion a citizen of the Empire and the newest member of my advisory council. Your word is law, Your Highness. I know this is some kind of trick, but it won't fall prey to your mind games. And besides, why else would you show such kindness towards someone you've only met once before? Because I see the compassion and kindness beneath your anger. Come, Bastion. Come and speak with us. Madness. This is madness. Sadira saved your life, Bastion. The least you can do is honor her request and return with us to the palace. Alright, fine. I'll come with you. But I'm warning you, Franco. I shall not lower my guard. I'm glad you're here, Bastion. You've already met Franco. I am Sadira's chief advisor, assigned my duty by the Emperor himself. I'm also pleased you are here, Bastion. I am Halak, yes, an assistant to the princess I am. Well met, all of you. I apologize for my earlier behavior. I often allow my emotions to get out of control. You fight with skill and passion, Bastion, and that is why I need you to fight for me. I won't do it, Sadira. How can you expect me to join forces with the very army that killed my father? You wouldn't fight for the Imperial army, Bastion. You would fight for my army. Let me explain. I know of the corruption Faulkner has allowed to spread throughout our forces, and I intend to stop it. But our army is so vast that it is impossible for me to personally follow up on every rumor or report. I travel to the front whenever I can, which is less often than I would like. My father frowns upon it, and Faulkner always does his best to interfere, because he knows I wish to prove his corruption. He's not just corrupt Sadira, he's a cold-blooded murderer. I've formed a secret corps of soldiers dedicated to stopping the crimes that Faulkner's men are committing. Join my course, Bastion. Help me prove beyond doubt that Faulkner's intentions are evil. You won't be fighting the kingdom or anyone else other than corrupt members of the Imperial army. I admire what you're doing, Sadira, and I would love nothing more than to destroy Faulkner. But I don't know if I'm prepared to deal with the politics and the secrecy. I simply want revenge. Grateful to Sadira you should be. You were a prisoner of war until she saved you. Rotting away in a dungeon you would be, or rotting in a grave. I know. All we ask is that you try, Bastion. If you decide not to continue, we shall surely grant you freedom. Alright, Franco. I owe you that much. How many ATACs are in your corps, Princess Sadira? Did you construct a hidden base to house them all? Not exactly. What do you mean? The secret corps of the princess has our raid before you, yes. You're not serious. Actually, she is. Don't be embarrassed, Your Highness. She's going to find out eventually. I know, but why don't I summon the other member of our group, just to make myself feel better? Cecilia, please come in. Hello, Princess. Hello, Halak. Hello, Franco. And hello, green-haired boy I've never seen before. Cecilia is my bodyguard and maid. She does both jobs exceptionally well. Cecilia, this is Bastion. Hello, Bastion. Nice to meet you. How long are you going to be staying with us? I hope you're not messy. I think this girl had a bit too much coffee to drink this morning. Nice to meet you, Cecilia. I've never heard your name before. What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything, silly. It's a code name that I made up. My real name is super secret. Don't you know that ninjas never use their real names? You're a ninja? Well, you must be able to make beds faster than any other maid in the palace. Haha, that's true, Bastion. And you've never seen anyone do windows like me before. I, don't mean to be rude, but are you always this excitable, Cecilia? Haha, of course. My mother found me insufferable when I was a child. You're still a child. I'd like to see how you channel your energy into martial arts. Perhaps we can train together sometime. Bastion is the newest member of our group, Cecilia. You'll be impressed with his ATAC piloting skills. This is great, Bastion. Now we have 5 members of the Secret Corps. I was beginning to think Sadira created a depressing dead-end group. With just one more member, we can have quite a formidable squad. I doubt we'll ever have a 6th member. As far as I'm concerned, you're a final member. Well then, I suppose I'll just have to make the best of what's here then. I'm honored to have been given this opportunity, Princess. I look forward to fighting on your behalf. And I especially look forward to exposing Faulkner's evil to the world. Pardon me, Your Highness, but I bear urgent news. Share it with us quickly. Our technicians were repairing your prisoner's ATAC as you ordered. One of them entered the cockpit and found the child hiding inside. What? I promise you I was alone in that ATAC, Princess. The child said he knew you, Bastion, and demanded to see you. Bastion, where are we? Puck? You get to answer my question first. What were you doing in my ATAC? Well, I was working on your Araba, and I was falling asleep, so I decided to take a little nap. And when I woke up, 2 soldiers pulled me out of the cockpit and said I might be a spy for the kingdom. But where in the cockpit were you? How did you sleep through all my fights? I can answer one of your questions, sir. We found him stuck in a space directly under your seat. You were sleeping beneath? Well, that's disgusting. At least it was warm. Ha ha ha. Wahaha, what an optimistic little runt. Don't expect me to clean up under there, Bastion. Haha. I wasn't expecting another guest, but we can set up accommodations for your little friend. He's lucky I don't make him crawl back underneath that seat. Your Highness, we received reports of a camp of renegade Imperials on the western border of the Empire. Cecilia has already traveled there and is monitoring the situation. Excellent. I shall depart at once. Bastion, I look forward to fighting at your side once more. I only hope I don't disappoint you, Princess, or dishonor the memory of my father. Hello, Princess. Hello, everybody else. I'm glad you arrived so quickly. See that cave in the middle of the cliff wall? That's their hideout. How fitting that these roaches have chosen to inhabit a cold, dark hole. Let us exterminate them. Alright, so we have our first shop here, but first we're going to save. And... save. Yeah, okay, is that a real? Overwrite the first slot. Let's go ahead and shop. Now, when it comes to shopping, what mission are we on? No, what chapter? We are in chapter 5. So in 7 more chapters, we are going to lose control of Alba. We need to swap out Alba before then. And maybe I'll give it to the 6th party member, which we will come upon soon. Let's not actually. Let's... No, we're not going to. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to upgrade the weapons first. No, we're going to upgrade the stones first. We're going to give Halak, and I should actually check what I gotta do a status check first. I don't actually know what they have. Okay, status, Bastion has all this now. He doesn't have... When we level up and the next time, we'll see whether he gets second attack. Or if second attack is dormant skills are learned on the base stat point rather than the boosted stat point from equipment. Okay, so he has those. Sadira. And Cecilia. Alright, so Sadira doesn't keep Barbados long, and this is Barbados you see whenever you're fighting Imperials, right? Just a different color. But she doesn't keep it for long. We'll eventually get rid of it, and she'll get the Veto Corban soon. Okay, so everybody has barrels, so Cecilia's just gonna need an emerald. And Bastion is also gonna need an emerald. So 2 emeralds, and we're gonna upgrade the weapons. Okay, and nobody else will need anything. For weapons, we need to upgrade it. So 4 quicksilvers. I guess 3 quicksilvers. And that is actually all we need. Yeah, we don't really need any of this, right? No, let's get a fairy earring and a thieves ring. We have a thieves ring to Cecilia. Yeah, great quicksilver, give you emerald, and give you the fairy earring. Okay, best. Doesn't have an amulet, interesting. It's over here. Oh shoot. Alright, my bad. I didn't have enough money for the next quicksilver. Okay, and she has Pegasus boots. Okay. What does Pegasus boots do? It must give a dormant ability then. So let's check Halak. She has bad back and mass menace and no support. Pegasus boot, thank you. Halak again. And oh, right. Pegasus boots increase your range, which is how many spaces you can move. All right. So since that's the case, we can give it back to Cecilia. Guess she'll get assassinated eventually. Why can't I? Oh, I don't have anything to replace it with. Shoot. And you can't swap you can't swap equipment from ATC to ATC. They actually have to be in your storage in order to use it. All right. So she has thieves. She has thieves for now. Alright, support check, or status check. Alright, there we go. This. Now, since we're going to go and towards the Sadira route, we cannot attack from behind, because that will reduce Sadira's morale. Alright, I want to be clear on here. We can't defeat an enemy from behind. Back attacks. Defeating an enemy from behind will reduce Sadira's morale towards Bastion, so we have to avoid that like the plague. In order to raise her morale towards Bastion, we defeat an enemy from the side or the front. And we can also use the interview board too. So let's just go ahead and use the interview board. Cecilia's tea is delicious, Bastion. Why don't you have a cup and taste it for yourself? Franco and Halak are irrelevant when it comes to morale. Whether they like you or hate you, won't affect the ending you'll receive. So just keep talking Sadira. And 3 cup comments from her. Alright, now we're all set up here. Let's save. I believe I saved already. Yes, I did, but I'm going to do it again anyways. Alright, folks, this is the time up for the... Oops, apologies. Alright, folks, so this is the time up for the stream. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. We did chapter 1 to 4, missions 1 to 3, and 25. We are going through the Empire route in order to get Sadira's ending, and the next stream will have the next 4 missions. I'm going to try and keep the stream length, or the number of missions in a stream, to about 4 or 5, right? Depending on how long the missions end up being. So this could have been 5 if I didn't turn it all up for Faulkner's trap, but I did. I got leveled up twice. Fantastic. And Kamorge died. And yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed yourselves here, by the way. And let's see, it's Tuesday, so I will be streaming again Thursday, 9:15, give or take a few minutes. Okay, so a few minutes. Life priorities still take priority over streaming. So a few minutes before or after 9:15, before 9:30 for sure, I will be back on with Vanguard Bandits and the next 4 missions. So again, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. And see you next time.